Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Centering on Peace. My name is John Hoskins Aberhall. And with me to celebrate Earth Day are people not from Berks County, but they've come all the way from Lebanon County, and they've brought with them a great amount of wonderful props, and they're going to tell us about it. And my guests are, first of all, Joellen Litz and Frank Meiser, who are co-chairs of Citizens Coordinating
for Clean Water.
For Clean Water. Frank, can you tell us about how long were you in charge of the Refuse Authority?
We formed the Refuse Authority back in 1957, and we received our charter in '58 and started operation in 1959. And I was chairman of the authority for 30 years. I retired in 1988.
Well, that's great. When did you start learning about this? Is this because this is pretty new stuff to me?
About 1958 or 59.
So people have known about this that long?
Yes, and when we really got interested, one of the early broadcasts by Walter Cronkite said that there is no chemical or multiple of chemicals that are as effective as the common cattail.
In cleaning up?
In cleaning up your water. If you notice here, the flecks, it looks almost like somebody put pepper on there.
Yeah.
This is all heavy metal.
Well, actually, they're doing a very good job. And we can actually, I think you can actually see that on television. Normally it would be a clear color, and the little flecks that you see on the spine are the result of the deposits, I guess.
Yes. It draws out the, first of all, your high calcium limestone changes your pH, and I don't know how to describe it other than it changes the pH and makes the water more, I guess, I'll use the term more fluid, that the plant can pick it up. Now, if the pH would be low, the plant wouldn't be nearly as active as you see here.
So you've got to sweeten it somehow.
That's right. Now, the one thing you've got to do when you use this system in the winter time, as soon as it freezes solid enough that you can get in, you've got to harvest these because of the tremendous amount of metal. Now, what you do with this harvest is run it through a chopping machine. These are not chopped, but it makes a very good cover material to put around trees that will mulch, known as mulch. And if you look,
metals won't hurt it? I mean, they won't
no,
reach back?
trees enjoy the metals, and that's the thing that gives you the metal in the earth, gives you the graining. Now, of course, this is Formica, but this was a piece of, this was photographed from a piece of wood, and these dark areas that you see are actually metal. But the wood will pick up the metal, and the fact that you have a lot of cellular construction here, it's ideal to put in the mountains, wherever they grade off an abandoned coal mine, and it really works wonderful.
Great. Well, boy, educational. I'm talking tonight to...
You use the real coarse limestone. First of all, you build a little impoundment, and then let the water spill over onto the high calcium. This stone here has about 1/10 of 1% water absorption, and by spilling, and you only have to spill it about 36 inches, it'll automatically renew the surface. It'll keep the surface clean. It will not let the iron oxide build up on the surface of the stone.
You don't have to put stone throughout the bed of the river. You just put it in various spots where it will fall.
And it's the most economical way to clean up a water supply that we've found.
Just to give you an idea, at our landfill, we took in from one of the manufacturers of medicinal products. I took a sample of the water at the base of our landfill, and the zinc content was over 200 parts per million. After it passed through, I would say at the most, 2 acres of cattails, the reading was 0.02.
Heavens, so
And
That's
iron, our landfill at the base would run about, and our landfill was only 1.5% iron. And it would cut that down to sometimes in the neighborhood of 1 and 1.5%.
Frank, I'm wondering from your perspective what you've seen in terms of changing attitudes, because I mean there are people whose lives revolved around the river. There was a lock system on the canal and all of that. Was it similar on the Swatara?
Very much so. We have a number of locks right along the Swatara in the area of the state park, and we're hoping that we can restore. Understand the land has been purchased. I think it's around, what, over 3, I guess about 3,400 or 3,500 acres of land for the state park. And what we're after them to do is to clean up.
This is on the other map?
Yes.
Yeah, well, this green area here, that's a proposed state park, you say?
That's the dam itself. Well, yeah, I believe that's the dam. Am I right?
I could see Swatara
Yeah.
State Park written there.
Yeah, yeah.
It's right between Schuylkill and Lebanon counties.
I
We
see
share this
Schuylkill
resource.
and Lebanon.
And well over
This is
3.
only a proposed park?
Oh, no, the land
Oh,
has
this
been
is-
purchased.
Frank, any last thoughts?
Well, when you speak of the Chesapeake Bay, the Chesapeake Bay is only as good as the Susquehanna River. And the Susquehanna River is only as good as its tributaries. And this is the one reason, since the Swatara Creek is one of the biggest tributaries to the Susquehanna River, we think it's very important that it be cleaned up.
Well, I think that attitude that we all live downstream is vitally important. Frank, thank you very much for coming from Lebanon County. And, I hope many people in Berks County will take your example, become involved. Normal people doing great work, and I'm sure it's given you enormous satisfaction, and we appreciate it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.